Oh my God, Garth Brooks, Ronnie Dunn. I got to tell you, I'm not a professional journalist or like a really good interviewer. So they hired me to be on the radio so that I can entertain people and keep them up all night and just go, woo, I'm just like all personality and jokes. And they said, you're going to go interview basically two of your heroes. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I've been sitting in that room over there for like the last half hour, just like nervous. I have no idea why I'm here. You guys did a song together?
Welcome to our lives for the last 30 years, right?
Yeah.
Are you pretty cool? Because you're cool. I mean, you're cool anyway. What I mean is, I still wig out.
Yeah.
Me too.
I still wig out if I'm around Straight or around somebody. It's like, holy cow.
Man. Merle Haggard, he goes, well, what? I'd like Ronnie, but he never talks.
That sounds like.
How are you supposed to talk around Merle Haggard?
That's exactly.
Right?
And all his guys would come up and they, he'd just play a few dates with us.
You don't know this, Garth, because you were back here and Ronnie came in, and then he came in. They kind of tried to put him in the green room with us, and all of us sitting in there were like, "I'm not looking. Don't look at me. We're supposed to make eye contact. I don't know how to do that." Like,
we're waiting on Garth. We're waiting on Garth.
Yeah, it's all fine.
Went to my corner.
So okay, you guys recorded a song.
Yeah. So me and Ronnie texting buddies back and forth. And we'll bounce music off each other.
Can I take a second? Are you guys friends? I didn't even know that. Like, how long are you guys just hanging out, texting each other, talking about football? What's?
Well, we both were raised around the Tulsa area, music-wise, and so we were at the International Finals Rodeo together in 85, 84, 86.
Oh my God!
And then,
don't go any further back.
Yeah, and then kind of came here. And then I learned of him from Brooks, who was at Capitol Records when I was there as a solo artist. Mm-hmm. So I got to see them through Tim Dubois, who was also an Oklahoma guy. And so it was pretty cool. And our careers kind of launched about the same time.
Right.
And we just kind of ran side by side. And if you have a career going on at the same time, you never see each other.
Right.
Because when you're here, you're staying out of each other's way. And we'd cross paths at award shows.
Yeah, shake hands at the CMAs.
It's kind of, hey, okay.
Hey, yeah.
It was that deal for the longest time.
And then, Miss Sherwood is a huge fan of Ronnie Dunn. And so they had a relationship. And then I was lucky enough to kind of come into that relationship. Then me and him started texting back and forth. And we just trade music back and forth. And he sent me a thing called Rodeo Man.
Hey, explain that relationship thing, would you, just for a second?
What's that?
They were in a relationship.
What?
With Miss Sherwood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Sherwood loves him.
Don't
She
you?
thinks he's the greatest singer.
Listen,
ever.
listen.
No,
listen.
you don't go there.
Ronnie Dunn might be the greatest
Thank you.
honky-tonk singer.
You might want to say a little louder so he'll believe it.
I don't know. I'm
He's never gonna
seriously
believe
like.
it.
It's just me, we're having a
We were
relationship.
talking about a sad song about your woman leaving.
You know what? Thank you.
Can we just
Me and you are on the
seriously?
same page right now.
I mean,
We shore that up with subject content, right?
I'll tell
Lyrics.
you seriously, Ronnie. You are so good that sometimes I come to shows and like he sings the upbeat, happy songs, and I'm like, "This is great, Ronnie. Could you break my heart a little bit? Can we get a little bit more?" You know, just saying, she used to be mine.
Yeah.
Maybe the best song about your woman leaving of all time.
Well,
That's just right up there.
Wow.
Bada
I'm
boom.
just saying.
Now I'm going to throw "He Stopped Loving Her" today in there and
But
see
yeah,
how.
no, I know.
man.
But then there's death in that song, and that's
Back
that's
down to
cheating.
humility.
You can't,
Right.
no, just
humble
pure. Just she left, and I'm sad about it.
That's it. I just feel
She used to be mine.
Yeah.
You know,
What we can agree on 100% is
Okay.
the vocal on that.
know,
It's
just
unbelievable.
unbelievable. So anyway,
This would be
people
better
are.
if you weren't here. We could talk a lot more
We just
about
talk about him. Let's just talk about him. We'll talk about you in a minute. But so I don't even know how to say this other than how great is it that the two of you get to do a song together, put it out in the world, see what happens.
Big
great
win
for
for
me.
us.
Yeah.
I mean, for me.
It's just a lot of fun, man. We were texting back and forth, and I said, "Hey, man, I don't want to get in on your song because this is yours. It's great and everything." I said, "But I would take a look at that first verse because that chorus is so big. That way, I kind of got a toe in the door."
Yeah. Like maybe
You should.
you
I hope
insert
I still
yourself
have the
into
text.
Yeah.
It's just, how these songs should start.
Yeah.
You got to set it up and then get to the
So
hook.
did you just kind of suggest that you sing on his song,
The
or did
whole
he
way
come
I
back?
told him. Whole way I told him, I don't want to get in on your song.
No, his
Next thing
idea
I
was
know-
so good
Yeah.
and so relevant that I said, "Hey, take it, go." And then he goes, "I'm not trying to get in on your song." I said, "You're already in on my song. Go."
Fabulous.
You know, and it's not
Really,
Now it's
really
our
fun.
song. For
Now
real.
it's y'all song.
Yeah, it was nothing manipulative about it. It was straight on, like, hey. And I do it all the time when I got as a artist down there, you songwriter, you hear stuff and go, God, it'd be a great song if only
Yeah,
the
100%.
second verse would hold up.
Yeah, just hammer the song, hammer the song. Once the song is done, then who's ever lucky enough to sing it is. But that song is the
And then
first.
somehow we all get lucky because you're both going to sing it. So that's
got very
just
lucky,
unbelievable. Okay, so let's talk about the album coming out.
Time Traveler.
Time Traveler, Bass Pro Shops
Yeah.
only.
Yeah, so we do exclusive. We've done them before with big box retailers. And we did a show up there at Thunder Ridge for Johnny Morris. One of the greatest American stories in our history of how he started and what he has become to be. But now Bass Pro and Cabela's is going to be the only ones carrying them. And it's going to be fun. Time Traveler's in that box. And then Rodeo Man's going to be the first single off that album.
All right. Well, other news, you're wearing your Friends in Low Places bar and honky tonk shirt. So the bar's finally opening. We've been hearing a lot about it for a long time.
Yeah, hopefully Black Friday, soft opening. Then we're going to go through New Year's and close back down, then open the all 5 floors up in March. Trying to talk Ronnie into doing a Brooks and Dunn bar downtown. Do you think that's a great idea?
I mean, I'm just saying, why don't
This just came up. This just came up. We're going to need
It just
money.
came up.
We're raising money.
Yeah.
Okay, get the word out.
Get some capital. We'll make this a thing.
fund me.
You know.
Yeah, this is all working great for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I heard someone say when you first announced the bar, it was like, oh, well, I guess, Garth Brooks finally decided to open a bar. And I'm like, yeah, why did it take you so long? Like, what?
For one, most of them are licensing deals, and we've just never licensed our name.
Right.
And but then you're sitting there going, man, this town has been so good to me. I'm not from here, but they treat me like a native son, and they took me in. And it's like I see downtown, and I'm like, where's Friends in Low Places? Because it's country music, you gotta have friends in low places. And we were lucky enough that a building came up right about the time we were looking at it, Old Paradise Park building.
That's a killer location.
Oh my gosh, so much fun. So now the goal is to be the Chick-fil-A of honky tonks. I just want to walk in there and feel good.
Just feel good.
I just want to
Does
walk in there.
everybody make you feel like
the service is going to be good. People are going to be mannerly. It's going to be clean. Going to be safe. That's what we want. And so, just inviting anybody that loves one another, come down there and let's raise a beer together.
Are you gonna play the bar on a regular basis?
I think we have to open it for sure. Yeah, we'll open it on Black Friday. But as far as a regular basis, I think.
Just make the rumor that's like every now and then he's going to drop in, touch and go. You never know.
It's one of those things you never know who's going to be at the bar. Yeah. Maybe Ronnie Dunn hangs out at the bar.
There's 8 billion Garth Brookses and Ronnie Dunns there. Yeah, he's way too tall for low places.
All right. We were just kidding about it a while ago. So you do like a little recessed floor down there where it's all like little furniture and like low places.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm still completely I can't get over the moment that I'm in just looking at you two guys.
It's fun to get to sit next to it.
It's fun to sit here with both of you. I'm just such a huge country music fan. You guys define an entire sound, an entire era of country music. Do you ever just kind of take a step back and go, oh, was that me? I was there. Like,
it's weird, that shot you just put over the bow, because for me, the era of country music was Haggard and Jones, right? Mm-hmm. The era of country music was Whitley and Randy Travis, right? Mm-hmm. That era, I'd throw Yoakum into that group of 3 guys that pulled around the same time.
Agree.
But to think of, I guess because we were in it, to think of us as one of those groups of names, it seems still too far a reach for me.
And I bet maybe it even felt odd to them in their era.
I'm sure.
He said that. I don't
You really
know.
think
I
Haggard
don't
Jones?
know, man. I can't accept it. I think
so
Merle Haggard.
undeniable.
You're Merle Haggard, man. Come on.
Right, but I mean, you'd think he thought he wanted to be Bob Wills, or Jimmy
Lefty.
Rogers,
Yeah.
or like
Or Lefty Frizzell.
Yeah, But I mean, you guys know that your plaques are on the wall in the
It's very
rotunda
sweet.
at the Hall of Fame.
It's very sweet.
Both of you.
So I'm singing with George Jones on Beer Run.
Yeah.
And I look at him and go, George, you're a god to all of us. So who was your god? Yeah. Who was your thing? Mm-hmm. 80 guesses, you'll never guess it. Roy Acuff.
I would have guessed that.
Roy, hey, would you?
Acuff, yeah.
God,
my son, I named my son Roy.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. He doesn't know it yet. He's only 19 months old, but I'm going to take him to the Hall of Fame and show him all the Roys on the wall.
Good for
you.
you.
Because there's a bunch of them there. But
what about Roy?
Yeah, he just loved
he
it.
epitomized. Yeah, that's it. And he was also in charge. Yeah.
If you listen to Roy Acuff's performance and you listen to George Jones's performance, they're 2 totally different sounding guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can see it. Jones's first record sounded a lot like Hank Sr. A lot, like Why Baby Why and that kind of stuff. But so that's who I thought was going to come out of his mouth, but it was Roy Acuff. So I guess you just never know who your heroes are.
Interesting.
no. Well, who are your? I know your heroes. It's Haggard and Jones and all
Jones.
that. What about you, Ronnie?
Same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Haggard, I just thought that's just you know.
Arguably the greatest ever.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, besides each other, when you look around at your contemporaries, were there guys where you were just like, I can't believe we were even coexisting at the same time as?
Well, I'll go here with him, not because you're sitting in the room, but we'll do that. I mean, I attribute everything that happened to a lot of us, and you can leave the room if you want to, just for a second. While I answer this.
Pretend he's not there.
But it's like I call it, we all caught by just pure happenstance the Garth wave, and I mean, it's like, man, I saw it chart. The whole landscape and narrative of country music changed. You know what that was about. You know, I don't know. Do you don't understand it?
I understand it, and it wasn't the Garth way. What happened was rock and roll died. And so those people that grew up on the Eagles, James Taylor, they're looking for music, right?
Right.
Here comes rap, and rap's scaring people off the first. They're not sure.
Yeah.
Pop's getting really sweet, and the other thing were the hair bands. That's what people had. And it was country music where you could find George Strait in there, but you could also find Touch of Seeger in there and stuff. And I think all those people just came in, and for one decade, at least the first half of it, you had to hide behind a tree to sell a record because they were going to buy anything and everything that was out there.
But you still punch through with I mean, from 360 degrees, everything, the energy on stage, the entertainment, I mean, everything.
It felt
the
that
music.
way. Being, I was 11 years old, but it still felt that way to us.
Yeah.
It was like I knew country music, I knew Reba, and I knew Randy Travis and George Strait, and then all of a sudden it was like boom.
Yeah.
Garth Brooks is here, and everything that came after it, including you guys on the horizon, and Tracy Lawrence and that whole class.
Everybody
that
took
all
out
that
chasing that wave. Or
and it was all we could get.
You know?
It was we couldn't get enough of it.
But you're right. It's like, one night, what Aerosmith would be in an arena, or a concert, whatever, and the next night, here you come with us, and we go, we need more stuff on stage, man. We need more trucks. We need more overhead.
Did you feel that way? Did you ever get to see Garth live and then go, we need to change the show. We need to do something.
Well, I looked at Kix and said, you're going to have to climb way up there on that wire.
Yeah, you're the Brooks.
If it breaks, I'll be here to catch you, man.
No, but you're out there and you're representing country music, greatest format on the planet, and you're seeing guys like Genesis, all these guys bringing out these self-created lights and all these things, and you're going, you know what? Our people that come to see our concert are paying every bit what they are, and they deserve it. So let's not be the guys that catch up. Let's be the guys that set the pace. And man, the '90s, we set the pace.
Yeah.
All right, before we wrap, I just want to ask about the residency at the Coliseum in Vegas. What can we expect? Are you doing the Vegas style show, the stripped down thing?
Yeah, kind of a mix between both. So the stage in Vegas, this Coliseum is way too wide for a one-man show. So what we did was we put dinner tables, hung chandeliers, the band sits at the table.
Okay.
And so when you're out there playing Amarillo by Morning, all of a sudden Jimmy Mattingly just jumps up from the table, this fiddle
Just
comes
starts
over,
playing.
and then just goes back and sits back down and has a drink. And it's fun. And sometimes the whole band plays, sometimes one or two of them does, and it makes the night cool because, hell, I don't know what's coming, which makes it fun.
Do you really not know the day before what you're going to do? You just, whatever you feel like?
No, and the great thing, you might want to try this if you haven't already done it, the people that come in, just to ask them for requests. And so at the show, you'll go start going through them. Hey, where's Cindy from St. Paul, Minneapolis? And there's Cindy. And Cindy, you want to hear, she's going to make it. Can I ask you why? And it's awesome. Man.
Yeah,
it's so
well,
much
you
fun.
did that for a bunch of us at Country Radio Seminar
Yes.
at the Bridgestone, which is one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
you're
I've been to
very
about
sweet.
3,000 concerts, and that was
fun.
unbelievable. But I did get that moment where I got to raise my hand and ask Garth Brooks a question and get him to see if he would play my song. And I was the only person that I know of where he literally looked at me and went, no.
What was it?
That's the way I remember it. Is my favorite Garth Brooks song.
Yeah. That's tough.
It's just a perfect track. It is such a great song,
do you
and
know
I've
who wrote
never
it?
seen you do that.
You know who wrote it?
No, I probably, but
Same guy that wrote the dance.
really,
Yeah.
Tony Arata.
Tony
wrote that?
Arata.
I didn't even
him
know
and Tommy
that.
Sims, I think.
Wow. Yeah, I know
great.
Tommy Sims and those guys wrote a lot of those tracks. But that is That's my favorite song. So
That's
I
fair
can
enough, man.
say
That's a
that
great song.
I'm the guy who raised my hand, and Garth Brooks legendarily will play any request if he can rent. And he looked and he went, no,
No.
sir. And that was
Except for the one I
except for the one I asked for. So
makes
I
you
can at
feel
least
good.
hang my hat on that, right?
If he had asked for a Brooks and Dunn tune, I'd have played.
He'd have played it.
Well
She
said.
used to be mine next time, and we do that one. All
Listen to
right.
this.
Thank y'all so much for the time. This
Thank
has
you,
been
man. I enjoyed
magical
myself.
to be here
Thank
with
you.
both
Good
of you.
stuff.
Looking forward to hearing the song on the radio all the time.
Hug Roy for us, but
will.
explain who Brooks and Dunn is to him.
I will. That it's a different, yeah.
not.
Not that, yeah, that's fine.